And when I had our son, I'll tell you this story, but before I tell you this story, I need you to know that Lucas is a good man. Okay, he's a good man. He's a regular man, but he is a good man, okay? He's so good. Before I did stand-up, I was a high school teacher, and some of you might not know this, but in teaching, they get paid money sometimes. Okay? And sometimes in comedy, we get paid in flat beer. So I said to Lucas, hey, I think I want to leave teaching and go into comedy. And by this stage, we had a mortgage and 2 kids, and he said to me, I think you should. I think you'll be amazing. I'll support you entirely. And he has done. If he didn't support this, that I wouldn't be able to do any of it. I need you to know this about him. Because in this next story, he sounds like a fuckhead. Okay. So my son, before he was born, throughout the pregnancy, had to have lots of extra scans because his head was enormous, like so enormous. Like I can't remember the medical term for it, but I think it was the destroyer. Anyway. So it meant I was induced 2 weeks early, okay? So we knew when our son's birthday was going to be. So the night before I had my son, Lucas said to me, hey, because we're having a baby tomorrow, where? Do you reckon it's cool if I invite 2 of my mates over for a last hurrah? Now, because I was silent there because of pure rage, he took that silence as, definitely. Absolutely. To give you full context of the people who came over, their names, 2 blokes, their names are Walshy and Donga, okay? So Walshy and Donga come to my house for this last hurrah that he desperately deserved after 9 months of fucking doing nothing, okay? So they come over, they sit on the back deck, they drink that deck, and they drink everything. They drink everything they can find, things under the sink, okay? I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, I look over at Lucas, and he's so hungover that his features have moved. You know when someone's so hungover they do not look the same at all? Like, his phone couldn't recognise him. He was like... I was like, what have you done? He was like, I might have gone a bit too hard. I was like, no time, we've got to go. We walk down to the car. We don't get in the car. We can't. He's over the limit. We walk to the hospital. I get to the hospital. The midwife who's there is the same generation as my mum, the same mentality. She looks at me and she goes, oh, hello. And she looks at Lucas and went, oh, you've come. And he went, didn't I have to? And the midwife goes, now, are you going to stay for the whole thing? And he went, do I have to? I was like, yes, you do. We go into the birthing suite and its labour kicks off. It is by far the worst of the 3 labours I go through. It's absolutely agonising. And it's freezing as well. But they make birthing suites Arctic. I don't know why. I think they're like, oh, she's not uncomfortable enough. Anyway, I knew this. I knew it was going to be like this because it's my 3rd baby. So in between horrible contractions, I go over to my maternity bag and I pull out this very camp white woolen shawl, okay, that I wear at home. It's very camp. It has tassels all the way around the bottom, has flowers embroidered all over it. I wrap my sore, swollen body in it. I look over at Lucas, who's standing there in a T-shirt, shorts and Havaiana thongs. Fucking grow up. Anyway, he's standing there and he's shivering. He's like, oh. And he goes, did you bring me one? I said, did I bring you a maternity bag? I didn't bring you a maternity bag. I look over at the midwife thinking she's going to be on my side now, but she went, oh, let him have it. And because he's so hungover, he is essentially brain damaged. He walks over and he unwraps this shawl from my sore, swollen body and wraps his dumb fuck body in it, walks over to this lounge that's designed for labouring women. It's like covered in very like noisy plastic, and he just lies down on it and goes to sleep. So I have to labour by myself. I have this really noisy contraction. He awakes from his slumber to offer me this advice. No pain, no gain. And I look over at the midwife thinking, crutch, she's going to be on my side now. But she was like, he's right. The pain is agonising. I'm doing it all by myself. So eventually I need an epidural. I need someone to come and take the pain away. I beg for one. About 4 million years later, the doctor walks in to help me out. And he walks in, I'm a mess, okay? I'm like, oh my God, please can you hurry up? Thank you for coming. Can you please hurry up? Don't have to go through all the risks. I've had them before. Please just hurry up and do it. And he went, oh, I'm not talking to her like that. She's hysterical. And the midwife went, yeah, she's been pretty difficult. And Lucas went, tell me about it. And so I'm now and outnumbered, okay? I have to make everything like big and loud and sore about me just tiny. It's this tiny little black pebble into the pit of my stomach, okay? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, doctor. I'm so sorry for that outburst. I was just wondering if it's not a big deal. Sorry, not all about me. How are you? How are you? You look very well. I like your little hat. Are these jammies or scrubs? What's the difference? How are you? How's your family? Do you have kids? How are they going? Are you well? Sorry to disturb your shift. I'm very sore. I'm dealing with a horrific labour and I've got a fucking bitch and a fucking idiot in the room with me, and I was just wondering if it's not too much trouble if you could give me a little needle in my spine, if it's not too much, only if it's okay with you. I don't want to put you out. How do you do? Is it okay? And eventually I've calmed down enough for him to deal with me, and he was like, okay, fine, I'll give it to her now. Lucas, we're going to need your help for this. Lucas, who's still lying down, the midwife went, oh, he's pretty tired. I reckon he can help. And then he gets up, he comes over. Doctor says, Bron, you sit on the edge of the bed, and Lucas, you hold her legs because if she moves while I'm giving her this needle, then I might damage her spine. And by this stage, he's sitting in front of me, and my face and his face are roughly 20 centimetres apart, okay? And it's the first time I've seen his eyes open for hours. I'm looking dead into him, and I go, I'm going to kill you. Okay? As soon as I get the feeling back in my legs, you're fucking gone. Anyway, holding my legs, I go, okay, Bron, one more contraction. As soon as this contraction's over, we'll give you the needle. I said, okay. I clench my eyes shut, clench my teeth, horrible contractions happening. As soon as it's over, I'm like, okay, can you please, that's okay. If it's okay, if you please, thank you very much. I love you. And he went, okay. And then the midwife went, whoa, doctor, wait. I opened my eyes. I looked down. The midwife goes, Lucas, wake up. He's fallen asleep on my knees, wearing my fucking shawl. And I can't reach a scalpel, okay? I told this story I told this story during the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, and he came and saw the show, and I did not tell him I was going to do that story. And he was sitting in the second row where you are, sir, and he's like a 6'2" man, so he's very visible to me. And as I start telling this story, I watch him getting smaller and smaller and smaller. By the end of the story, I can't see him at all. I think he's just lying on the ground, but I've seen that in a maternity suite. The end of the show, everyone is leaving. He hides at the back. Everyone leaves. He comes over to me at the end. He went, good show, Bron, yeah. But did you have to do the story about the labour? And I said, it's the reason I did the show, cunt.